everybody. I'm going to share with you some tips on how to get a professional quality sparkle to your jewelry at home. I'm also going to share with you some products that we carry in the studio that you can use at home, and show you that if you don't have those things, you can use a couple of other things that you might have in your house to clean your jewelry. The first thing I'm going to show you is to clean sterling silver chains. I have a really big chain here, but you can clean fine chains this way too. We have something called a jewelry dip that we're going to dip this in, and if it's sterling silver, it will take the oxidation off the silver, because over time your silver jewelry might get this yellow cast to it, and chains are really hard to clean with a jewelry polishing cloth. So we have this Shine Bright jewelry cleaning dip. It's for silver, and what you'll do is you'll take this cleaner. It's got a little basket, and we'll just put the chain in the basket, and we'll just dip this for a few seconds, and that will just pull off all of the oxidation. Now, if your chain is really dirty and has a lot of oils on it, it might not work as effectively. So you might need to clean your chain with soap and water first before you dip it. But it just takes a few minutes, and it takes all of that oxidation away. I'm gonna pull this out, and I'll give it a rinse, and then I'll give it a dry. So a lot of times people ask me how to get the chain sparkling again, and that is one way to do it. You can also bring things into Studio JSD, and we're happy to do jewelry cleaning for you. So there is that. But this is one way to get it at home. So now it's taken off that little yellow cast and the dullness, and now it's sparkling again. This silver jewelry dip is available here in the gallery, in the store. You can also buy it online at studiojsd.com. And it is only good for sterling silver without gemstones. Some gemstones you can put in this. This does have chemicals in it that's harmful to a lot of things. So you wouldn't be able to put your opals in here. You wouldn't be able to put organics like coral, shells, pearls. Those kinds of things are not good to put in here, or any softer stones like malachite. You can put hard stones in there. So you could put, if you have silver that has like, this one has an agate in it. Agates are really hard stones. You can put onyxes in there. If you're not sure, just don't dip it. So here I have a pretty heavily oxidized agate ring. So this is a fire agate, and I'm gonna dip that. And you can see already that that's really taking that oxidation off of there quite quickly. If you do have decorative oxidation, like around the stone here, how it's blackened, the dip will remove that as well. So with this one, I've got a lot of that other oxidation removed. It hasn't gone far enough to take it out of the decorative area. So I'm just gonna rinse it, and then I'll dry that off, and see how quickly and instantly that, just dry it with just any soft towel. And again, brightened it right up. So it's almost like magic. And then care should be, you should take care of handling this. Like it is chemicals. You don't want to, let your kids get into it or anything, and you don't want to leave it on your skin for very long at all. But it does wonders cleaning up the jewelry. So that is the silver dip. I've got this pearl that is starting to get a little bit yellow and has some oxidation on it, but I would not want to dip this pearl in there. I could dip parts of this in there without getting the pearl in there, but I want to pretty much avoid getting any of this on the pearl. So I'll just put this away, and I'm going to clean my pearl with just a mild soap. This is just a soft soap, hand soap, and I'll put a little bit of that on a toothbrush and get it wet here. And I'll clean it really good. Now, if you have any perfumes and oils and anything on the jewelry, like if it was on the chain, this is how you would clean it before you would put it in the silver dip. but any jewelry can be cleaned in mild soap and water like this. And this is just a really soft toothbrush. It could be a worn out toothbrush that you know, clean up, put through the dishwasher, and then designate it for your jewelry. But soft bristles work better. So this would be one good way to clean a pearl, or piece of jewelry with a pearl. And then that really takes off really light oxidation and takes all of the residue of makeup or oils off of the jewelry. You can also follow this up with a jewelry polishing cloth. We carry the Sunshine cloths in the studio. The Sunshine cloth is a soft cloth that has cleaning abrasives right inside the fabric. So it will buff and polish any metal, and it doesn't have to be silver. So you can use this on silver, you can use it on gold, you can use it on copper, brass. You can even use it on base metals, like your eyeglass frames, anything metal that you want polished up. This will really do the trick, and it is, again, like magic. You can see how the Sunshine cloth is picking up the metal and the oxidation, and it's getting inside the cloth, and that's normal. It's supposed to get like that. And you can use these Sunshine cloths till they're black all over. And you can keep using them. What you can't do with these is you can't put these in the washing machine, and you can't wash them because you will wash out all of the cleaning compounds that are inside that cloth. But you can use it over and over and over again, even well beyond the black color that you see on there. And that really polishes up silver beautifully. So that is how I would clean something that has a pearl or a soft stone, just with a mild soap and water, a soft brush, and maybe hit it with a polishing cloth after. So cleaning copper. Copper gets a really darker oxidation on it, like an old copper penny. It turns brown. And if you want it to look like a clean, fresh penny again, you could take the polishing cloth and work away at it. It does take a little bit of time to work through a really heavy oxidation. Another way to get this clean faster would be to take something that's more abrasive. An abrasive cleanser, like this Barkeeper's Friend, works very well, but it does leave scratches in the metal. So I'll show you what that looks like. So I've got this cleanser, and I'll get the piece wet, and then I'll just scrub it like I'm brushing my teeth, and you can see how quickly. This cleanser you can get at this a lot of, sometimes the grocery store, the hardware store, Home Depot, big box stores will carry it. And it is really quick and effective. Look at how quickly that got through that oxidation. Now you wouldn't want to use this. It is abrasive, so it is like scratching through the metal just a little bit. So you wouldn't want to use this on anything that's plated because you will scratch off that plating quite quickly. But it works really great with copper in cleaning it quickly. Now it does, like I said, it is an abrasive, so it leaves the finish not quite as shiny as if we were polishing it with, you know, on a buffing wheel. So if you want to pull that shine back into it, we'll just take the polishing cloth and just hit that with the polishing cloth one last time, and that'll leave a really shiny surface again. So that is a really quick, easy way to get a professional finish on copper. If you want to save that finish on copper, so all metal is going to oxidize just by being in the air. The oxygen in the air and the metal has a reaction, and you get that surface oxidation. So if you want to prevent that, you have to prevent the air from getting to the metal. So one way we can do that is we can keep our things in plastic. So we can put our jewelry in plastic Ziplocs while we're not wearing it. We can also, you know, wrap it in saran wrap. We can also coat it with things. So you can You can coat your jewelry with things to keep them from oxidizing. And I've heard of people like even painting fingernail polish on it, clear fingernail polish, or clear coating the piece with something. Those types of, acrylic or lacquer coverings can chip off over time, so it's not always the best option. We like to use Renaissance wax here. Renaissance wax is a microcrystalline wax. It's a curator's wax, so it's something that museums use to keep their collections from getting oxidized over time, to protect the finishes. So what this is, it's a hard wax. It's greasy. I like to put it on with my fingers, but you can also use a paper towel or a soft cloth. So here's a copper cuff bracelet that has this beautiful heat patina to it. And if we want to brighten that patina up, make it shiny and make it last a long time, we can put this wax into it. And I'm just rubbing it on. Very similar to a car wax. And see how it's kind of getting shiny? And that's just really greasy. A little bit of this goes a long way. I don't know if you saw how much I had on my finger to begin with, but it was a very little bit. I'm just gonna work that around on that piece. And then I'm gonna let this dry a little bit and I'll buff it off. So it is very similar to a car wax, but to get that hard finish on the outside, we're gonna let that dry. And what that's doing is it's putting an atmospheric barrier on there. So it's a little coating that protects the metal from the air. We can also use this wax on shiny pieces. It doesn't have to be something that's got that patina to it. So I could put this on here too. You can see that wax sitting on top of there. But when that wax dries a little bit, sets up, then I'm gonna go over and polish that, buff it off. So I will buff that off with a soft cloth. This is just a terry cloth towel that we use here in the shop. And I'm gonna go back over to the bracelet and I'm gonna buff that. You can see how the colors deepened, the beautiful heat patinaed surface deepened and got shiny, and now it's a hard, dry surface, and it's protected. And I prefer the waxes over lacquers because the lacquers are a hard surface that can crack and peel, but the waxes are a soft surface. So it's flexible, especially for a bracelet like this that flexes. We don't want it to chip and crack and fall off. Okay, so that is the Renaissance wax. We carry this Renaissance wax. We actually, it's imported, and we carry this in these small jars in the studio. So you can buy these here. As well as the silver dip we carry and the silver polishing cloths, the sunshine cloths, the Studio JSD sunshine cloths we carry here in the store. And if you liked any of this jewelry, any of our makers here, you can come visit the gallery and purchase the jewelry at the gallery.